We just want to showcase that persons with locks are more than what you see and more than what you interpret. We have skills, we have talents, we are very creative. So this is a way of advocating who we are and not just what you think we are.
A wise man once said that beauty and grace is in the eyes of the beholder. Like Samson, I rock my locks like a lion roaring on my shoulder. Locks life, locks vibes, locks right, locks journey.
Baby, when you rock them locks, freedom rocks with you. I've seen self-confidence in everything you do. Natural hair so fresh and clean. When I'm next to you, king, I'm your queen. So come, let's rock locks vibe, baby, side to side. Only love comes from inside.
You know I love this girl, it's a natural thing. Watch her hair when they swing, she's a pretty browning lioness and a queen. When she come on the scene, everybody stop shot and stare.
I know I love my guy with it black thing. He's a champion, he's my Rasta man, emperor and a king. Jano, he is my everything. Lots life, lots vibe, lots life, lots vibe, lots right, lots journey, lots life.
So the next item on the itinerary is actually a panel discussion. You guys are gonna have fun with this. So the first person I would like to welcome to stage is Felicia Collymore. She's an esthetician. Miss Felicia, where is Felicia? Come on, that was a cue for a clap. Come on, man. Chivalry is not dead, you know. Chivalry is not dead. Y'all turn chivalry into thirst. It is not dead. Simeon. Where is Mr. Simeon?
Greetings one and all. Ras Simeon Sali Selassie, former president of the Ghana Rastafari Congress.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Felicia Collymore. I am an internationally certified esthetician.
Afternoon, everybody. My name is Ovia Cetro Salmo, and I am a general cosmetologist.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. I'm Annalise Roman Ben, nutritionist by profession.
Thank you, thank you. Who should we go with first? Cetra, Miss Loctician. Tell us a little bit about you can care for your hair on a natural base, like some of the natural ingredients that you can use, especially for starting up persons with locks.
Okay, so basically there are different methods that you use to start locks. They also varies on the texture of hair that you have. So sometimes you find that persons would use 2-strand twist, they would use braids, they would use interlocking method, they would also use the instant locking method and the neglect method. So those are the different forms that you can have locks. There are different products that you can use. It just varies on which one, okay with you, because there's some products that some persons are allergic to. So you have to be careful on what you use, but sometimes you can't always say which works or what works best. So it means that you would go through like a trial and error before you find what works best for you. Some persons are allergic to coconut oil, while some are allergic to argan oil. They give them dandruff or sometimes a little bit of breakout. So it's a technical thing to understand.
Okay, very much Ms. Cetra for that. Miss Ben, what are some of the food that you should keep away from if you're basically in tune with taking care of your hair and your skin and so on?
Okay, actually I was hoping you would ask me the opposite question. Some of the food you should use or that you're encouraged to use as it relates to not only hair growth, maintaining one's hair health. Primarily proteins, because our hair, our entire bodies are basically organisms made primarily of proteins. One of the proteins that is basically a building block for our hair is keratin. And as it relates to the environment we're in today, I would give both animal and plant sources. For example, meat, fish, egg, milk as animal. But as it relates to plants, you have your legumes and beans and peas and nuts. So So apart from proteins, we have other vitamins and minerals that are also essential. For example, iron-rich foods, because iron is the mineral charge taking oxygen, molecules, and so on. Without vitamin C as well, iron is not absorbed. So vitamin C is so encouraged to be a part of our daily diet. And foods that are rich in vitamin C and iron, you also have on the animal side of things, you have meat and you have eggs and those things as well, especially red meat. Vitamin C, we also know that citrus-rich food, we have other vitamin C-rich foods that like cherries, passion fruit, guava, all of these things locally available to us. To name a few.
Follow-up question, is it more beneficial for hair growth when you're vegetarian or a vegan? Would you say that? Because the rest of people has got long hair.
I think so. Yeah. I think if the product that you use are more organic, it bodes well for hair growth. It would be a better option.
When I first moved back to Guyana in 2007, like everywhere I go, like police would always stop me and stuff like that. I know for a fact, big up the peace officers them in the outside, big them up. No pun intended. Some of them would even come and say, oh, you're smelling like ganja and stuff like that. And I've never ever smoked anything in my life. But I know that that's something that a lot of people with locks, Rastafarians, have to go through on a daily basis. What would you suggest, like some of the coping mechanisms to deal with stuff like that in terms of how society perceives us and judges us?
Yes, I give thanks. First, I must give thanks to Sister Petra, for making this gathering possible, for bringing I together. For this is a cultural event, Lax Day. In June the 16th, Leonard Percival Howell, who is the first Rasta announcer of this ancient tradition, come forward. So using June month to celebrate Lax Day, Rastafari give thanks. Giving thanks also to Sister Cetra for making Lax Day celebrate in Linden the first time since it was announced in high place. I give thanks. More so, Rastafari tradition is not a modern trad, it's an ancient tradition, and even Lax go older than the Bible, the King James Version. Lax represent freedom fighters, priests, prophets, and kings, people that is self-united, who understand the natural law. Lax go with a control panel, which is the head, with 7 compartments. Lax give you insight, intuition. This Lax tradition is deeper than, but knowing that from such time when I put on Lax when I head as dread, it was confrontation with the forces. Many people that have Lax now wouldn't wear Lax then, because the police is present and the police force would cut off the Lax with shears, cutlass, anything. So Lax does grow if the police don't interfere with it in them time, So I saying, from that time I come traveling as Rastafari, Lax was a symbol of dreadness, rebel against the system. ones who really see the system as a false force come to penetrate and infiltrate the natural art of life. So from such time I was forceful, fighting against the system that need to stop I lacks from growing. Because I lacks, as the scriptures would show you with Samson, he lacks give you contact with the heavens and he could hear everything was going on in heaven. And the strength of the spiritual man is also he lacks, because it's the antenna we deal with the control panel. So I say in this day, Rastafari come forward from such time in dreadness upon death row. Rastafari was upon death row. Times Rastafari couldn't come to town. Your mother, father, brother, sister couldn't accept this tradition, even your wife. When man sight Rastafari, this dreadful and terrible tradition. So I this day rejoice to see the liberty lax is accepted. Not Rastafari to a full, but as a lax. Because most people got lax and they know nothing more Rastafari, but they identify themselves with the tradition, a natural order. This is an ancient tradition of Africans. The wool of the sheep. The beast of the field, it is written that the beast of the field got here, the Son of God wore locks, all the priests, prophets, and kings. So I associate myself with locks to identify myself as African freedom fighters, to return to our history and culture and rituals, to call upon our ancestors that they live again, to defend this tradition. So I say this day, being a no force that I step upon and trample all of our locks. I trample all the forces that rise up against I compete with them, you know, I contend with them. Because I is more than them, because I wore locks. And I say in this day, locks gonna go far away, because the history of locks is now being introduced to those who now see the police and many others have to accept it in the land of the living. So people are going to work now with locks on their head. In time past, the Ghana Rastafari Council had to write letter to the government and schools for children to go to school with locks on their head, because with confrontation, sharing home people, children from the seat of learning because they wore locks. But I say in this day, the Rastafari community stand firm, brave, fighting against all those who oppose the locks. That this day the locks is represented in high places. And I give thanks for all them and those who hold up the locks, not only as races, but as acknowledging that the Dogons and the Zulus wore locks, Coffee Badu wore locks. You know, so in representation of self and independent thoughts, hold up your locks for your head. Long live all that hold up the locks, from this time and henceforth forth forevermore. Bless and sanctify. Brother Javi, I give thanks for the years of trotting through the wilderness and bringing the I family through the wilderness as a terrible and dreadful lion, that this day the nation of Rastafari hold the I heart. From strength to strength. Long life and good eyesight, my Lord. Bless and sanctify.
Bless and sanctify. Thank you, Brother Simeon. Miss Collymore. Man, you guys can do a little bit better than that. Give him another round of applause. Of course, man. All that knowledge. Miss Collymore, how do you determine products and treatment programs for your clients?
Okay, so everybody is totally different. For skin, you have to go on a skin analysis service. Some of us are prone oily skin, dry skin, combination, and treating on the person's skin type. Also, I just like to touch on a little topic here. I had a whole thing planned out, but we time get cut short. But I want to talk to our dark skin, mostly females, who've been using products. It's really not healthy for you. I know a lot of you would like to get your skin lighter, but actually you have the best skin type ever. Light-skinned people try to get melanin that you express you with, and it's not something that you can get. They'll tan and do all of that, but it won't get it. If you want your skin to tone out, try to use natural products. We have a lot of talented people in Linden doing a lot of natural products. Use that. Bleaching poisons the body in years to come. You'll suffer from liver diseases and all of that. When you do aesthetics, you do skin, hair, and body. It's not one thing. It's not just going to the spa and doing a beauty treatment. Even a treatment like a massage or a pedicure, it has really good health benefits. So I'm always open to people asking me questions. So you can reach me via Facebook. I'm out there. All right?
Thank you, thank you. Give her a round of applause, man. Come on, you guys can do better. Miss Ben, back to you. Could you tell us what are some good sources of protein and what are they good for?
Okay, I think I touched on some previously, but I will reiterate them. From the animal sources, you have meat, you have chicken, all the different types of fish, eggs, milk, and other dairy products. They are all protein rich. And on the vegetable sources, you have beans, nuts. They're all considered and they are rich sources of protein. Protein, as I would have explained before, is an integral part of not only your hair but your entire body, your skin, which is the largest. And as it relates to hair, it is the building block for the protein that constitutes hair, which is keratin. So that is good for.
Thank you. Could you give her a round of applause, please? Miss Setra, Miss Loctician, what should we expect during each stage of her locks growth?
I like that question. Okay, so each locks has its own stage. Most persons don't like the starting stage because it's fuzzy, it's furry, it's fluffy, and it looks nasty. But that is a stage that you would never get back. I always encourage persons to enjoy the journey that comes with it, because that's the only time you would have really cool, fluffy hair. Once that hair is mature and you want to cut it back, it would never have that fluffiness, that natural bounce. It would, stay flat and probably look scanty. That is just the truth. Now, they have the stage that you reach to your shoulder, and I usually tell persons that is the sprout phase. Once that hair reaches your shoulder, it grows like crazy, and it's something that you can't control. Well, then there's the long version, very cool. When you walk, it sway, it looks pretty, but then persons start to, have concerns about the weight, because they would have headache, neck strain, and all of these things. But through the whole journey, it's a beautiful thing. You can wear them how you like, style them how you like, color them. It's very diverse right now. It's not as it was before. And like I said, with the different methods of locks, they all look different. So I always say, embrace your locks, whether it's tiny, whether it's fine, fat, stumpy, long, it's just like roots. We see locks like roots, and not all roots are the same. Not all roots have the same size and the same shape. Sometimes some of them have 3 sprangs, 4 sprangs, and we would call those bungo, right? But embrace it all, because it's all beautiful.
Thank you, Setra. Miss Collymore, blackheads. Tell us a little bit about how we can treat blackheads or we can prevent blackheads.
Blackheads are tricky, aren't? All right, so First of all, whatever you put into your body, it comes out. All right? We always advise people to drink a lot of water, but I mean, they don't understand why. Water purifies your system and flushes out toxins from your body. Blackhead comes from the outside or the inside. Pollution, dirt, clogged pores, it forms from that. If you're using like a lot of fatty foods, you're gonna get it. If you're somebody who goes to sleep with your makeup on or you don't clean your face properly, you're gonna get it. If you have a hormone problem, you're gonna get blackheads, you're gonna get breakouts. How do you treat it? It will vary. It depends on what's causing your blackhead. That's why we have professionals who studied. Now you would have to go to a professional and they will have to do an analysis on your skin to find out what is causing your blackheads. And then we will be able to go ahead with treatment. Treatment can go from facials to dermatologists to products, using natural products. I always like to use natural products because the skin is the largest organ on the body, and it breathes. It observes everything that you put into it. So if you're using something in your skin for over a period of time, it travels through your bloodstream and enter everything else, and sometimes it can cause a lot of damage. So you have to know what you're prescribing for people. I can't necessarily say what for you to do right now because I don't know which one you're treating, but treatment is out there. And I like people who use natural stuff because it does not have side effects.
Brother Simeon, what are some of the things that you would like to see implement, not just in Linden, but on a national level, that can be beneficial to the Rastafari community here in Guyana?
Yes, I give thanks. Well, most of all, Africans must know that they're Africans, and we are a people who is different to other nations and kindred and tongue. And the African nation was enslaved for 400 or 500 years. The African nation was trampled upon. And I say in this day, Africans must rise to the occasion and lift up themselves to the African culture and heritage. As I build the pyramids. Ethiopia is the first established country on earth, and the people were the first. Africa, as I know it today, is being given to the world everything that the world needs. All the resources come from Africa. Even the labor force come from Africa. And I say the education that we get through bench and desk and pen and paper, dealing with the European curriculum, them thing is not enough for the African people to solve the problems. Rasta solve the problem because we use an African thinking, an African strategy of thinking. So we say in this day narration, African people must read African books that don't go through white publishing house and know more about the Africanness. African people must also talk to the African elders and read also what Marcus Messiah Garvey and know about Kofi Badu. African people must know also that no religion never delivered we from slavery. African people must know that Christianity and Islam and Hinduism and Baha'i and all the different religions who exist in the world from since such time left we in slavery. See we in slavery, helped to put we in slavery, and also left we in slavery. If black freedom fighters who had to get chopped off like Kofi and Cara and Kwame and Damien, I and my brethren them, who representing the African tradition. And I saying that Africans must acknowledge that no religion is on their behalf. There's one, too. African people must know that African education is magic. African education, one is qualified to do anything with nothing when you got African education. African education teaches you to take out the tree out of the seed. African education teaches you that the farm is your future. African education show you don't ask for work, you just make work. You know, Rasta make chain band bring I told all these things that we see in Rasta bring it into manifestation, and he wasn't employed by the system, and they say he was a madman. So So I'm saying to Africans this day in iration, Africans must know where they come from, who they is and where they going. Africans must know that this thing go beyond the circumference of their thinking. African thing go beyond this education we all get in. You gotta read. When you left school at 18, you don't gonna look for work as African, you're just gonna read to develop the mind. You know, I just eat plant food. You don't eat flesh and drink blood and suck bone. Them kind of eating, we was introduced to them thing by the demonic forces who want to bring we under their submission. The African people don't eat them thing. So I'm saying to African people that I, Rastafari, the son of Haile Selassie IV, am on Rapata. We deal with certain names that don't make no sense. We left me in slavery. The name Haile Selassie IV come and take black people out of slavery. Because when Africa was conquered by the European powers in 1885 at the Berlin Conference, the only country that remained unconquered was Ethiopia. And to this day, neither Greece, Rome, nor Islam succeed in conquering Ethiopia. You can't conquer Ethiopians. So we're saying the Africans have to know that Ethiopia is the birthplace. And the glory that awaits the African man could only come about when Africans know the knowledge and the history. So I'm saying His Imperial Majesty, the Ethiopian Emperor, was the only black leader upon the black continent representing the whole Africa after white man snatch it. And he come and dispossess it. He come and take it back and set up the Organization of African Unity. Founder of African Unity and father of the First African Union. So black people got to know what's the history. Marcus Garvey said black people come to hold up the head of Tafari Makonnen, the crown prince of Ethiopia. So we saying this day, black people got to know there's Ras. Clark Christ is Ras. He wore locks. This is why they put thorns on the head according to the hiding words. So we saying this day, black people got to know that we is not Guyanese and Trinidadian and Barbadians. We is Africans. And we birthright is to cross the Atlantic Ocean and return to our birthplace. So say reparation is a must. Repatriation is a must. And restoration is a must. And restoration could only come about when African people acknowledge the history and the culture, and we embrace each other and close ranks. I must give thanks to the Almighty for this moment that He bring I and I together. Haile Selassie I King Rastafari. Glory to Word, glory to Son, glory to the true and living I. Haile Selassie I King Rastafari. As the Most High Emperor Haile Selassie IV is in the beginning, is now and ever shall be, the I world within. Father, I give thanks this day in iration for the I had called I to call the I name as head creator of creation upon earth. I rejoice this day for the heaven is the I throne, and the earth is the I handiworks. The I water the I mountains from the holy chambers, and the earth is satisfied. I rejoice for the rivers and the mountains and the seas this day, even for great land of Guyana, in which I was born. Father, I give thanks for the gathering I for I, that the eyes behold them and the eyes stretch out their hands and bless them. The I heal them from all infirmities. This day, strengthen every family, that the children and members present here come forward in the I name, that I and I be one. Lead I and I forth with the workers of righteousness, and cause Africa to rise again and Africans to return home. Haile Selassie I King Rastafari. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart humbly be acceptable in the eye sight, in the eye strength, and in the eye might, both now and forever. Africans, I give thanks this day, for in time past the Africans was beaten and choked to death, born to death. So when we look at the black history, it's not this political party was set up here, and these churches will come and it look like these things is we history. Them things got nothing to do with we history. We history is a great and terrible struggle. And we still left suffering because the black people are in slavery and to know. Colonial slavery and to know. Eating all kind of thing and talking all kind of stupidness in the 24th century. So I say this, the Africans arise and resurrect yourself this day and chant Rastafari. Chant your African forefathers, them who fight for you. And you call them some names, who got nothing, who make no representation for the idea of struggle in Guyana. Read the history of Guyana, yeah? And see who suffer for you in Guyana, yeah? They had no political party when I was suffering. How about Natalia Kuchelo? If you go to the Parliament building, you're going to see a statue there. Is he and Kofi. And don't forget Burnham, father of the nation. LFS Burnham, who organize I&I for production and defense. We'll give you education from kindergarten to university. Don't forget Burnham. I said it, don't forget LFS Burnham. Kaiser Rasta can take his place. Yes, on the 22nd of February 1983 at the National Park, I don't forget. He said kilometers away. Another Rasta can take his place. I give thanks.
Thank you, thank you. Hold on, sit. Have a seat, have a seat. Have a seat. Before we allow the panelists, we'll take a few questions from the audience. Anybody got any question that they would like to ask any of the panelists? Any questions? Okay. Please state your name and where you're from.
My name is Carl Fraser and I'm from Georgetown. This question's for the I&I. I would like to know if the joint that you have in your hand, if hair is benefiting from that. Yeah, how much the hair is benefiting from the marijuana.
I must say that every Rasta would agree with I, before a man not up, he touch the weed. Before a man not up, he take a draw the herb. And the draw the herb make man from lamb to lion. So this crown why the marijuana is responsible also for it. So I'm saying that the marijuana just deal with a different level of divine intervention, not human intervention. This is not human. This is divine intervention. Marijuana is a sacred plant. All the gods born weed. I say all the gods born weed. To find solutions to problems as it arise, you got to put a higher meditation. For a man got 2 or 6 bones, 17 limbs, 2 joints. Food is do for certain physical part of the body. Marijuana is do for the spiritual body, the world within. As the sighting I hear, I origin of the world. It make the world. So marijuana, as they see in the clouds up there, the marijuana is carry upon the spiritual meditation. That all you lacks the screw. You just get extraterrestrial intelligence. Me no hear me. As I just know that your present birth is not your first entrance into life. When you're born, the holy herb is a sacrament to make a sacrifice for divine order to be established in your life. So born in this holy herb is not as the police and many others who don't really know the use of this holy herb. But if I need to disappear or fly away, I could do it instantly. And I ain't saying that I'm saying that the marijuana is a plant. It's a plant of much meaning. And as a man use the herb, he hold a meditation to protect his locks. And he use plant-based food. As I congratulate the sisters for what they have said pertaining to locks and the food and the treatment. But the holy herb, marijuana, it gives the locks a meaning to live, a meaning to fight for your rights. Not memories of past injustice. I'm talking about a development from your present state. The marijuana gives the control panel an expanded scope of thinking. This lacks a this lacks a lot to do with kingdom. Hear me now. This lacks got a lot to do with the kingdom of God. And marijuana got a lot of God also. So both this being used for the outreach to the seven heavens, you know, to cleansing the chakras, the seven centers of the body that energize the spiritual energy. So I give thanks this day for the lax and the marijuana, indeed, go hand in hand to grow oneself from one stage to another. I give thanks.
Thank you, thank you. And unfortunately, we're out of time. So what I'm gonna do is give each panelist 1 minute to give a final thought or basically an advice. Starting with you, ma'am.
This is a long time. I would just like to say, continue to eat balanced and healthy, as well be very conscious of the fact that being vegan or vegetarian doesn't necessarily mean that everything that you're consuming is in the right quantity. So be very careful with maintaining balance and equilibrium in everything, not just with what you eat, but as well as what you consume in general. Be very careful to hydrate, because I found that most times now in natural communities, both free natural hair and lock natural hair, it's advised to spray water on your hair to keep it hydrated, but we oftentimes forget to hydrate ourselves and internalize the hydration firstly, as well as complement it with whatever sprays we may spray it with daily. So yeah, just be very mindful, be in everything, try to achieve equilibrium and balance. Thank you.
Good afternoon again. So I just want to leave you guys with locks is locks. It is beautiful, whichever type you wear. So just be proud of it. Whether you're a person that likes to maintain on a 6 weeks or 2 months time span or not, it's still beautiful and it's your identity. Embrace it. Eat properly, because we all know what you eat is what you get out. So if you don't eat properly, well then your hair can grow. We do know that. So, you know, as Doc says, intake your right nutrients. I would say maintain your hair, keep it clean, keep it groomed in whichever aspects that you choose to have it. And yeah, that's about it for me.
Good afternoon once again. Before I say anything, I'd like to say thank you to Cetra for having me here. Also, Cetra did an amazing job pulling this together. I am so proud of you. I know the whole Linden is proud of you. And I think we can give Cetra a really, really big round of applause. Come on, you can do better than that. Okay then. Okay, so my advice to you is to take care of yourself. We take a lot for granted. Every day we work, we pressure our bodies, and we do not take care of it. Let me give you a little example. Who has a car has to maintain it. They gotta do the service on the engine. I ain't know much about cars, but I know you gotta do something with the oil and the water, because I forgot my engine already, so I know. All right, just the same way that you would take care of a car, you need to take care of your body. Every single day you're on your feet, your eyes, every single thing is moving along with this life. And what you put out, you don't necessarily put back in, and that causes your body to deteriorate. So you need to care for your body. And it doesn't even have to be a spa treatment only, which it's advisable when you hear the benefits. But food, nutrition, everything, it comes on. Everything is connected. Hair is connected to skin, skin is connected to body, body has organs inside. Every single thing is connected. So you need to take care of yourself. Thank you.
I must second the sound of the sisters. Taking care of yourself is very important. And to have genuine love is more important. When you have genuine love, you can take care of yourself and others. I need most people to know that they have to accept themselves right now as you are. You have to love yourself. Because right now people dying from all kind of sickness because why? They don't love themselves. They only want to accept themselves when they get this or that or that or that. And they want to accept themselves, they want to accept the condition where they're in. They want to accept the present position, and because of that they're getting sick. Y'all hearing me? I'm saying people don't want to accept themselves because they ain't got enough material things. And because of that they're getting sick. They ain't getting to live out the lifespan. I'm saying material thing is ego. Them is ego. All them things gonna come. Have genuine love. Love people. Love people. Treat your children them nice, your brothers and your sisters. We're lacking among I and I. It's not them material things we see in the world full of them. I asked God for everything that I could enjoy life. And God saying, give you a life that you can enjoy everything. So I'm telling y'all, don't study about everything that you could enjoy life. No people got everything in the day. I give condolences to the family, the 5 who died in the submarine recently. You know, I'm sorry about it. But just saying, people got all kind of thing and they're still there, you know? Right, so saying that, it's not everything gonna make you happy. And next man asked God for strength that he could achieve. And God made him weak that he would learn to obey. Learn to obey mother and father. Learn to obey the divine laws. Learn to obey what is right. Don't watch strength and power. Learn to be obedient. And next man asks God, he asked God for health, that he could do great things. And God gave him infirmity, that he could do better things. Because many is the affliction, but when you get delivered, yes, you do great things. My people are telling you have to live with love. What missing from I and I is love, because money, to tell some people thanks, you want to pay you. To help people, you want to give you something. I'm telling y'all, human beings, I and I Father is the creator of heaven and earth, and he's full of love. He's the man of most love. If you read the Guinness Book of World Record, you can see who's the man of most love. And I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't live with love amongst your brother and sister and your neighbor, if y'all don't live with love, this me warning right now. I come as a messenger to tell y'all this. I come as a messenger to tell y'all this. Don't depend on nothing else but your love. I said don't depend on nothing else in life but your love. And you're going to see what it's going to do for you. It's going to resurrect you, it's going to transform you. It's going to move your life from one stage to another. It's going to induce you to elevation. It's going to rise you up. I say your own love going to do that. And if you aren't showing love and you're using your love, prepare to die. Sickness and all kind of thing, pain and agony. Because without love, you're going to feel pain. When you got love is wake up in the morning happy without bread. I give thanks.
Thank you, thank you. Give our panelists a round of applause. Come on, you guys can do better than that, man. Come on, come on, come on. Thank you, thank you. We'll now go to a 5 minutes, a 10 minutes music break, and then we'll come back next item on the itinerary, which will be a lap demonstration by Mr. Dra.
Locks journey, give it up for the champion.
Looks like
Give it up for the naughty dread.